Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Queen's Park for Life. As always, I'm your host Glenn Marshall. This week on the show we have a wee fan favourite, old ratty boy, the Rat. How you doing, mate?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Oh, nothing short of excellent, mate, to be honest.
That's good. That's good.
So we've got a game to talk about, obviously, and there's a few talking points in that game, to be fair.
Indeed, yes.
But we'll get to that in a bit. To start, how about you just tell us how long you've been a part of Queen's Park and your various roles throughout the club over the years?
Well, I was just thinking about that question the other night when you gave me my list to have a look at, and it sort of scared me a bit to realise I've been involved with the club for 5 decades. So starting in the 80s. I think I started playing juniors at Queen's Park around probably 1981. There was sort of a real upsurge with the All Whites making the World Cup, and their run to the World Cup at the time, and football was quite popular around the country. So come along to Queen's Park, and we used to have the lovely yellow uniforms with the brown stripes down them, and
that was good to look at.
Yeah, no, they were classy strips. But used to run around on the frost down in the grounds at Lindisfarne Street there, and started there. And then 1990, I think it was, I joined the senior club. I would have been in 5th form. So from there, I started playing senior reserve. We sort of had a Donald Gray team, a senior reserve team, and then a misfit team that was playing like 3rd grade or something like that. So it was a bit like this Div 2 team, but there was a lot more misfits even. And that team, if you can believe it, than what...
I was going to say, are you sure?
No, believe me. So from there I roles as well. I took on a junior team from about 1991 to 96.
As a coach?
Coached juniors, and I got on the committee at a young age. I was probably only 17 or so when I first went on the committee. Coached that same junior team for about 5 years. The likes of Ryan Ball, Tristan Baldy, Cootsy, Brady Johnson, a lot of guys that went on and played for Park at at senior level. They all stuck together in the same team for years, and then just mainly played the senior reserve, had the odd game with Donald Gray. 96 come along, and I got a new role as, well, we were hell bent on making, you'd almost say obsessed with making Southern League, and we tried and hadn't made it. In 1996, the opportunity just arose. I don't know, they were short teams or whatever. We got given this opportunity and we took it, and we were in no shape at all to go Southern League. We probably had a team that was half Southern League, half Donald Gray. Anyway, we went Southern League. I got left with the Southern League coach at the time, Darren Dorr. He ran the trainings and everything. I got left with trying to find a team for the Saturday. It was very, very challenging. It was like, we got hammered every week, and we never recovered from that for quite a while. Following year, I went overseas for 3 years. Come back to the club in 2000. But at this stage, things weren't good at all. We actually had land out at Queen's Drive out towards Bainfield Road, and 10 acres of land out there. You imagine what 10 acres of land's worth out there?
Oh, shitload.
So, we originally bought land at Chesney Street, the club, and then sold that and bought the stuff at Queen's Drive. Took ages went through different council meetings and things to finally get the consent to build, but then we had to build within 3 years. That never happened. We didn't have Alistair Adams in the club in those days, unfortunately. We just went to a pub team playing out of the Escott. So it all sort of stemmed from that, Southern League, when we chucked all the resources into it. We just didn't have player or financial resources to do it, but we're just so obsessed with, we've got the chance of Southern League, we've got to go. And that's why we're Southern League now, but we're in such a better space to do it. We're kicking around in Div 2, we're playing out of the Escott, and then in 2003, Corey had enough of Corey played a season at Old Boys, as we all know, and I'd like to give him a bit of grief about.
I was wondering if you were going to bring that up.
I was going to say we had this player from Old Boys come over and decided to form it, but I wouldn't do that to him. So he decided, he had a few guys over there that were ex-QP, and they said, well, what are we doing at Old Boys? Let's go to, let's get Donald Gray team going again at QP. We've got enough us guys here, and whatever the riff-raff we can make out of the Div 2 team we've got there, and hopefully some other guys will join, and we'll get it up and going again. And that's really when it started. The club started to build again. I think it was it 04 we won the Donald Gray?
I think so. Yeah.
And then we built from there. I think I won it in we had quite a good team then. Like I got a few games at Donald Gray then. Like Corey was trying to build talent, obviously, but when the talent wasn't available, I'd get the odd run, and I was always there to play if needed. You know what I mean? Just help out. So yeah, from there I actually helped Corey. I managed the team a couple of years for Corey in the Donald Gray. And I've managed to have one teams, I've managed to have two teams. President from, I think it was 2010 to 2013.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been on various committees throughout the whole. So I guess senior, and long story short, senior to now, 1990 to 2022, 32 years in the senior club, plus whatever in the junior club.
No, it's cracking. Yeah, that's longer than I've been alive, mate.
Yeah, and I've just come back on the committee this year, and with the main focus of making sure we're financially sound for Southern League, really. So.
Yeah. So, what would you say have been the biggest changes you've seen over the club in your time?
Biggest changes? I think we're no different than any other club. Like every sports club, we all rely on volunteers, and every volunteer tries to do their best. But you know, you go to meetings and people say, "Yeah, no, I'll do that," and you get to the next meeting, and they've got busy lives, and everyone doesn't get done, and so on and so forth. And this can go on. Everyone does their best, but I think what we're just lucky at the moment, we've ever since sort of Alistair come into the fold, we try to do things a bit more professional, and we've just been lucky that the people that we've got in positions at the moment are actually really, really good at their positions. You know, probably the best we've ever had, and I think that's what the difference is at the moment. Guys like Mitch, Leanne, Dion with his academy, things like that. You know, like
They don't just talk the talk; they walk the walk.
No, that's right. And they're not just doing those roles; they're doing everything. Like anything that needs done. Mitch doesn't just say, "Look, I'm the treasurer. I'm not doing anything else." Like he's there anytime you want. He's there, and the same with Leanne. Same, you know, all the core people are doing their roles, and things are getting done. And that's probably the biggest thing for me is that we've just got it's like a team, football team. You know, sometimes you have a good team, but if you haven't got the best players, and other times you have great players in positions. Well, no different than what we've got at the moment. We've got people, you know, doing those positions that are the best that we've had in the club. I believe in my time anyway. What
would your sort of favourite moments be throughout your playing career and sort of last few years you've been having heart attacks on the sideline?
Yeah, well, I've got a couple from my playing career. One, I think it was 91. We won I'm pretty sure it was 91. We beat United 3-0 in the Charity Cup final. And in those days, everyone's goal was to play on Surrey Park number 1. It was the big pitch in town. You know, like you used to go there when you were kids and watch Thistle win the National League and things like that. And they had the Republic of Ireland play out here, and you know, there was some big games out there, and it seemed to be a huge pitch when you were watching everyone run one of those. So to get a game on there and a final and score a goal, that was probably one of my favourite moments. I've got one other favourite moment. Yeah, it wasn't really with a playing career. It was more of a manager career. It was 2009. My son Alex has been born during the week. We're playing Southend on the Saturday. At training, I said to Corey, I said, right, if we're 5-0 up, I'm coming on this week. And these are the days when Southend were half decent. Like, they were one of our nemesis. Like, Corey just looks at me, shakes his head, rolls his eyes, whatever, right? Anyway, the good thing about being manager, of course, is I had the team card, so write my name on the team card. Games out at Rook Park. Going well, all going good. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0. The stage Corey's getting nervous. I'm stripped up, like underneath the managerial tracksuit. 5-0. Corey's going, oh no! Get changed, pulled some poor guy off that friggin' didn't deserve to come off, so they should be out there enjoying the win.
Some superstar.
Yeah, some superstar got dragged. For some loser who wanted the last moment of glory playing Donald Gray. So that's all good. Get on there. I've been on there about 5 minutes. Toby Reeves out on the riverside there, looks up, sees me in the middle. I went on up front. Sees me in the middle, plays this magic ball over, like absolute magic ball. I sprung the offside trap. I only sprung because I was that freaking slow that like, even Wayne Rayner, who was referee, and he picked it wasn't offside. Everyone else was screaming for offside, our players on the sideline included. Everyone was screaming for offside. Everyone.
Don't let him shoot.
No. So, Raiders play on, but then they were appealing for handball as well, because when I went to control, I actually put it like that and I bounced up and probably did hit my hand and went back down to my feet. Got through 1-on-1 with the keeper, scored the goal.
So you came on after 5-0,
yeah,
scored a handball goal and sailed into the sunset.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think that will be my last ever goal. So.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
From the supporters' point of view, the first Donald Gray, obviously, after was it 12 years?
Yeah, I think so.
That
12
was,
years.
yeah, that was pretty special. Like, the boys could have made it a bit easier on my heart. In the first half, when we had how many chances to put it away? It's like,
you know,
the old master
it's
Burgie.
good for you. It's good for you. Yeah, Burgie slot one home.
Yeah, no, and he calmed the nerves, and then Nick just topped it off nicely. So that was pretty special, and for Paddy as well for all the work he put in.
Yeah.
And when I mentioned before about players and key people in key positions, I didn't mention Paddy when I should have done. He's another reason. The coach, his professionalism and his coaching and dedication, like second to none again. Across the board. That's why we're lucky at the moment. I feel in the positions.
Everything sort of clicked together quite well.
It has, yeah, and it's good to be a part of. And, there's a good vibe around the club. Yeah, it's a privilege to be a part of it, really.
Yeah, well, speaking of good vibes around the club, 100 Club, that was sort of your big initiative this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, harking back to when we nearly went bust last time, I didn't want to see that happen again, and I read about it somewhere that this is what clubs and that do to raise money, and I thought, well, it's a solid, we're sort of aiming for 15k. I said, well, if that's half it, we're halfway there. You know what I mean? Like, we can't, we just got a bill recently for 11k. If we hadn't done anything, next thing we scratch around and look for that money. You can't. The whole thing from the start was we're not bankrupting the rest of the club to go play Southern League. It's got to be sustainable, self-sustainable, and we need something to make it work that way. And because it was easy to sell because we're going to the next level. If it had just been trying to sell plant Donald Gray, it wouldn't have been the success it's been. Like, you can just see the names on the board over there of the play. Like, you got the X ones for live overseas. You got football people like Stu Monroe, Phil Williams, that is genuine football, Southland football people. That, and then the club members, and it's been easy to sell because they all want to see this level of football down here.
And to be fair, everyone's sick of you messaging them every 10 seconds.
Right. Yeah. Christ sake, here's my $100. Would you go away? I don't realise they're getting another message next year.
Yeah.
And on the 100 Club, it was good to see Jenny Barnett win last night.
True.
Lindsay's wife, obviously, and he'd be looking down pretty chuffed at that, I'd say. So.
If you could name an all-time starting 11 since you've sort of first played senior football, who would be in that? And I know there's been a lot of discussion over this between you and a few other members, I believe. So it's well thought out.
I was hitting Corey up because I didn't want to be missing out on anyone. Like, I thought, 32 years is a long time to think, oh shit, that was that player. He was bloody great. But, there's been a few solid goalkeepers. Craig Campbell I played with, Chris Buellins, both good keepers. But to me, you just can't go past Carve. Like, he's an amazing goalie, and he's a big loss for us this year. Although Chris played outstanding yesterday, but Carve's going to be a big loss to anyone if they lose him. I don't think I've seen anyone like his agility or to me he probably makes my number one.
Great with ball at feet as well.
Great distribution. He makes my starting goalkeeper. Right back. There's this young kid, I remember Corey talking about him years ago when he was coaching him, going on all the time, raved about him. Then Cam's team, Spencer Cunliffe, he's like, I've got this kid to spin, he's brilliant. And I didn't really see much of him, of course, until he started playing Donald Gray. And he's right, he is brilliant. Like, he's good, he's got pace, he gets back, he recovers. I think he makes my team at right back. He definitely makes my team at right back. Centre backs, the sweeper. This is one he was at the club in 1990 when I joined the senior club, and he left in 93 to go to Ohopo to play Southern League, because when we didn't make the cut, obviously. And I've never seen a guy, he was actually coach when I first started at the club, and he's been one of the hardest trainers. If half these kids put in the effort on the field now that he put in a training, they'll be genius. Like, he was such a hard trainer and a hard worker, and and he demanded that of all the players as well. So, and he's a sweeper, and that's Doug McIntosh. Centre back again. There's a few. There's just so many players. Like,
it is a tough thing to do.
One for me, and this guy, he never let me down when he played in my junior team, and he always had something special there, and he had a bit of heart about him, a bit of ticker. Like, never give up, and he's 100%, and he's the same when he played for Donald Gray, and when he was at the back in the back line, I think I was talking to Corey about it, how many goals we conceded over those seasons. That it was 4 seasons, something conceded, some, you know, there wasn't many goals at all. And he was a key part of that, and that's Ryan Ball, at centre back. Left back, another guy from yesteryear. He's probably almost played more left midfield than left back, but he'd be equally as good at left back, and brilliant skills. Again, he's another one who played for Hope as well as Queen's Park, and it's Steve Lee.
Don't know much about him either.
He's sort of the same era as Doug McIntosh. He slots into my left back simply because I've got that many wingers and things that, you know, I've got geniuses like.
So what formation are you doing?
4-4-2.
4-4-2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
4-4-2. Yeah, old school.
Yeah.
So that's my back line. So we'll start right midfield.
Yep.
I've gone for another guy, and when he was playing on my junior team, he used to bang in goals for fun, like 50 goals a season type thing. And he was natural at anything, cricket, you know, any sport he wanted to play. He was just naturally fit. And yeah, he just loved scoring goals, and that's Tristan Baldy. Middle of the park, I just couldn't. Again, there's been some good central midfielders like Rowan and Bowman Bell and guys like that would easily slot into that. But I just think the combination in the last 2 years of Rio and Liam together, as a combination, they're both good individually, obviously as well. But the combination of them together, it's just too good to leave out of that.
They do.
They complement each other.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
So yeah, to me, they get my starting midfield. Left midfield goes to a guy, another free spirit, loose unit, score goals for fun, love the punt, love driving horses, Johnny Cox.
Yeah.
He's like Tristan, like he just score goals all day for fun, pace, like skill. The only thing I'll say about Tristan and Coxie in those positions is the fullbacks better be ready for some workload, because they're good attacking players, but they weren't so good dropping the help. So, up front, be no surprises for who one of my strikers is.
I'm guessing the one we've got a cup named after.
Yeah. Lindsay Barnett, goes without saying. He's, to me, he's probably one of the best players I've ever seen down here. Like, and from what I've heard, like, I don't even see the best of him. He suffered a broken leg, I think, in a Southern League game, and some people say he lost a bit of confidence or whatever. What I've seen of him, like, if he was better than what he was when I seen him, it's like he must have been some player. So he definitely wins one of my strikers' spots. And the other one, yeah, this guy could do anything as well. He was a genius on the ball. Probably he'd have to be one of the top, at least top 10 players Southland's produced, if not higher than that. And that's Toby Reid. Like he could just do anything.
He's a bit of a magician, wasn't he?
Oh, he's just like, yeah, Toby was Toby. He didn't even have to train hard, but he just did these genius things out of nowhere, like that only Toby could do. So I think having Lindsay would go good up front. So yeah, that's my starting 11.
Oh, we'll let the fans debate that one with your mate next week, and get a bit of stick for who you missed out. And
I mean, there's a lot of good players. Jason Gold, Mark Pearson, guys like that. You know, especially Mark Pearson on the left. He was a good player. He almost tried to nick that ball off me, actually, but he had it O'Rourke that day.
Oh, I bet everyone was wishing he did.
He almost overran me.
We'll have a look at these highlights, mate, from yesterday, and
okay,
then we'll get into it.
have a wee chat.
Have a wee chat.
Go back! You don't want that surge away. Yeah, good.
Go, Jones, get off.
Oh, you're kidding.
Caleb, hit him!
Finish it, you finished a great
And what we'll do now is we'll hear Northern coach Aaron and of course Paddy have the post-match yarn.
Look, today, first of all, to Queen's Park, it's great to have an Invercargill team back in the league, and I just personally, I like it to be a club rather than Southland, even though over the years I've played Southland. But I just think it's nice to see a club that's a proper club back in the league. Just saying to Paddy, it'd be nice if you can play out in your home ground sometimes at some point if you can get it sorted, because that's our dream. We play up in Forrester, but our home ground is right outside of where our members have a drink, and so best of luck to you, and it's nice having you back in the league. Today was, I've played up here or down here plenty of times, and come away disappointed often over the years because I think it's a tough place to come and play. So if somebody said to me today 1-0, 2-0, I'd have bitten your hand off. I don't think we played very well, boys, but these lads won't let you play well down here, and I think I'm super stoked to get away with a win. That's all. Because, like I say, plenty of times we've come down here and played well and then lost. So well done to both sides. I thought it was decent, thanks to the officials, and I'll leave it there. Our man of the match goes to Marcio, because I thought out of all players on our side, I won't speak for yours, but on our side, I thought he was the one that looked the most comfortable on the ball and actually constantly looked up and tried to play. So Marcio, you man of the match, mate.
Yeah, thanks Aaron, thanks Northern for coming back, thanks refs for coming back. I think for us we played some real good stuff at times, and I think we made it a contest. We're just lacking a little bit of a cutting edge at the moment. We need to figure out how to create more chances, be a little bit more ruthless, or even a little bit more composed around the final third. But in general, we're playing some good stuff. The first 2/3 of the pitch we look strong. We're defending well, we're competitive in midfield, we get the ball forward really well, and like I say, it's just that little bit of composure, just that final ball is just lacking a little bit. But we'll get there. As we've said, every game for us is a learning, and I think the big thing for us today was to never get out battled. We spoke about it through the week. We know that you boys are going to battle and fight, and I said to Aaron afterwards that I think you're probably the best team in the league what you do off the ball. I think you recover really well, your recovery runs are brilliant, your commitment's fantastic, you get your shape brilliantly. But I don't think we were too far behind today. I think we really did well on that side of the game. And even with 10 men, we still believed, we still tried to get a goal. G's had a chance late on, Zane's made a really good save. And if that goes in, it could have been a little bit different, but look, today it wasn't to be, but we promised you when we went to this level it wouldn't be through lack of trying, and I think you've seen that these 2 weeks. We've put in 2 really solid performances against good sides. Next week we go on the road, which will be interesting, so yeah, look, as Corey said, it's brilliant for us to be back in this league. We just need to start picking up some points. Man of the match today, I thought, I'll just name a couple special mentions. I thought Kelvin Castle were excellent, going forward and defensively. I thought George Edwards were brilliant at the back. Bradley, I thought you probably had your best game for the club today. I thought you were absolutely outstanding in midfield. Teamer making his debut, brilliant, but I have to go with a big man in goals. Chris, you were absolutely super.
So, a bit of a disappointing result, obviously. The boys fought well, but sort of what's your take on the game?
I thought it was much like last week. You couldn't fault the effort, but we just didn't really create enough. Only run a real chance near the end there, and as we and we're down to 10 men. Going down to 10 sort of made it hard for us. The first goal, individual brilliance.
He was a good player, that number 9, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He's gone past 3 or 4 players, just put it in the corner. I think we were a bit slow to the blocks in the second half, same as what we were last week. Just for the first 5-10 minutes, took a while to get into the game, and that's when they probably scored. I think they scored their second one. But apart from that, the effort was there. It's just creating something, trying to create a bit more, taking those chances. Once we do start creating and believing that we belong there and can score a goal, and get you, so the goal we got so far has been from a penalty. We need to start creating, scoring from general play. And
Yeah, it's just not quite clicking in that final third, is it?
Something's not quite there. But yeah, it'll definitely come. Like it's not through lack of trying. So
Yeah.
if they're out there not trying, then you'd be worried. But they're giving everything they've got. And, haven't been by any means disgraced.
Yeah. I guess obviously the big talking point is the setting off of Connor Evans. You can see there in the highlights, 30 seconds before that yellow, there's a high foot that just gets blown for a foul, and then there's much to do about nothing really for the second yellow, isn't it?
It definitely doesn't warrant a yellow, to me. But when I hear to criticise the referees, I guess. But it's harsh. To me, it's very harsh. Like, it's the kind of thing you'd almost say, if I was a referee, I would have said to them, look, you're on a yellow, just
calm it
no
down.
more. But it's almost like he was wanting to send them off. I don't know. It definitely changed the game. Killed the game.
Yeah. There was no chance for a comeback after that, was
No,
there?
it wasn't. It was just damage limitation really for us then. Although we did go close late on, but we didn't give up any stretch of the imagination. But it was just good it didn't end up 5 or 6-0 because of that. You know what I mean?
And a lot of that credit probably goes to Pearson and goal, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Outstanding performance.
Unbelievable. Roll back the years. Yeah. No, he was brilliant in goal. No doubt about it.
Well, I guess it's that time of the show where we get into the challenges. So current leader Patrick Murphy, he's gotten 35 points over both challenges. So yeah, Rat, how do you reckon you'll go, mate?
Confident on the pins, but not too confident on this. Who am I? I think there's a bit of disparity between the ease of the two in the last couple of weeks. I'm hoping you go back to an easy, maybe easy, hard. I don't know.
Well, you're about to
I
find
would
out.
have backed my chances on the first one, but last week I wouldn't have. Petty pulled that one out of his backside for sure.
Righto, mate.
Brian Clough.
Who am I? I was born the 24th of May 1966 in Europe. One guess per clue.
I've got nothing on that.
You got nothing?
No.
Righto. We'll just move on to the second one. I scored 131 goals in 368 games from 1983 to 1997 for clubs including Marseille and Montpellier, which I probably got that wrong, but
French, maybe.
could be. France is in Europe.
It is. I'll say Zidane.
No, not Zidane. No. Not a bad guess though, to be fair. Not bad. Clue number 3. I was inducted into the inaugural English Football Hall of Fame in 2002.
No.
Nothing?
Nothing. No.
Oh, I think you're good here. After being sent off, I famously kung fu kicked a spectator in the crowd.
Eric Cantona.
That is it, mate. Eric Cantona, which gives you 20 points for the 4th clue. So, we're a bit behind Paddy, but we've got pens to come, don't we?
We do.
So, look, mate, we'll head outside and get into those pens and see how you go.
Righto. Sounds good, mate.
Righto, we've got Rat here for penalties. He's whipped out the big boots this week. He's got his daughter's boots on. Brand new, looking flash. We're expecting big things, mate. How do you reckon you'll go?
5 from 5, no problem.
5 from 5, no problem, he
Yep.
says. Righto.
Yep.
Let's get into it then.
from 5, mate. Banged it.
Hey, nailed it, mate.
Yeah,
All day.
and you called it.
Yeah.
Which pisses me off the most, to be honest. And one went through my legs, I think. Absolute nightmare.
Hard and low, hard and low.
Donkey and goals, I tell you.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh well, 25 and 20, that gives you 45, mate. You've stormed to the top of the leaderboard.
Snuck ahead there. It's, haven't disgraced myself anyway.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
That's pretty much us then for another week. Anyone wanting to get Queen's Park gear, that can all be bought from Select Uniforms out the back of McCullum's Dry Cleaning. There will be a link coming soon to our website. We're working on that. We'll let you know when it's available. And yeah, thanks to obviously the Kelvin Hotel for their continued support. That's us. Cheers for coming in, Rat.
No worries, mate. All the best to Paddy and the boys away to Timaru next week.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, big trip to Timaru.
Big trip.
Liam McClure's back, I hear.
Yeah, that'll be good.
That'll be a good boost to the team.
Will definitely be a good boost.
And pre-season games as well this Saturday at our club rooms. Donegray are playing 2 games, one at 10 AM and another at 1:30, as well as the women playing at 1:30. So get along and support the teams, and hopefully we'll be celebrating a Southern League win for the rest of the night. Cheers guys, have a good one. Queen's Park for life. See you next week.